If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again, and welcome to episode number 169 of the of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15, getting carried away. We start with an away game against Braga in the Europa League. Obviously only 2 games remaining in this group stage, and we could really do with a good result against Braga. We drew 4-4 against them at home in the earlier game in the group. Obviously we were 3-0 up in that tie, ended up going 4-3 down, and then were able to bring it back and rescue a point. So it's very, very tight between all 4 sides actually in the group stage, so we really do need a positive result here. We're coming into this one on the back of a good and bad result in Monday's episode. Obviously if you missed any other earlier episodes in this series, or obviously anything else in that I upload on the channel, then feel free to check the channel page for it. But starting a strong lineup, Georgiev and Paulsen up top, of course Timo Werner and Adarabioyo out wide right now because Alvaro Vadillo has unfortunately torn his quad, and we're missing both our left backs through injury as well. But Strail Georgiev is going to try and get us off to a decent start, but has his shot well blocked. Somehow is able to recover the ball despite the attentions of 2 defenders though. Works it into Paulsen, who turns the defender and rifles it right into that bottom left hand corner. Exactly the start we needed against Braga again. Although obviously we did start very brightly, like I say, against them last time. Ended up with a 3-0 lead around about the hour mark, and then still only came away with a 4-4 draw. So we need to stay with our wits about us, and unfortunately we weren't. 3 minutes later they hit the post, and the striker, as you see quite often in real life, is the first to react to situations like that. The defenders were slightly flat-footed, and unfortunately they were able to pull themselves back level. So we're into the second half now, just past the hour mark. As you can see, Paulsen again involved. His feet, I mentioned in the last episode, are so quick, so very, very quick, and he's so precise with his dribbling as well. You can just dance around defenders like we did there, and then there's too much power on the shot for the goalkeeper to handle. He can't keep it out, goes into the back of the net. We have our lead back again. Only 10 minutes to go now as we come down the left-hand side through Timo Werner. Turns inside, and then that run of Georgiev pulls the defender away, opens up the space in behind, get the shot off. In fairness, brilliant save from the goalkeeper. We just get slightly lucky with the way that it drops straight to the feet of Adarabioyo. We're able to make it 3-1. They're trying to get themselves back in it here, but I was determined not to let them come back from a few goals behind again. We're actually going to catch them on the counter-attack here, as you can see Von Hark playing the ball round the corner to Yusuf Paulsen. Actually hurts himself and injures himself whilst taking that shot. Fortunately, he isn't going to be out for any period of time with that injury. It was just kind of I don't know, a pull rather than a tear, and he was only out for like 2 days. So luckily for me, we aren't missing a striker as well as our two left backs and our right midfielder. So our injury status for now is okay, but not terrible. But we could really do with players coming back sooner rather than later, especially considering we've got games like first versus second to play. Chelsea are the team travelling to the Abbey Stadium today. If they win, we may still stay top depending on goal difference, but obviously if we can get a point, we'll be delighted to maintain our 3-point lead, and if we can get a win, I'll be even more delighted to get a 6-point lead at the top of the table. Starting our rotation side, of course, after the European game, as we always do, and they've got Javi Martinez at the back, obviously a very, very good player. Kurt Zuma grows fantastically in career mode as well, and then the front 6 are sort of as you would expect, although Marco Marin and Edinson Cavani aren't obviously the go-to players for Chelsea. And they've got Gonzalo Higuain and Sergio Aguero on the bench as well. So if we can keep Cavani out, doesn't matter. They've got more goal-scoring ability at the back or on the bench, so they can bring in instead. Fortunately for us, though, Marcus Hutchinson's been in good form in the past couple of episodes. We haven't conceded anywhere near the amount of goals that we had done over the weekend or last week in this series. So I was pleased with that, hoping to continue that in this game, especially considering it's first versus second. Again, Hutchinson on hand to make a good save, and he palms it straight to a defender rather than a striker, so we're able to come away that time around as well. In the second half, though, about time we actually had a chance of our own, isn't it? Considering Chelsea have been completely dominant to this stage. Kwesi Appiah is going to link up nicely, actually, with Murphy and then Callum Wilson. I almost said Calvin Wilson and Callum Wilson. And a nice little back heel from Callum into Kwesi, but the shot doesn't really cause Courtois any sort of problems whatsoever. Then Chelsea come forward again. Marco Marin was a really tricky little player to play against. Feeds it into Eden Hazard here. And in this series, he scored a couple of great goals against us. Scored one from about 30-35 yards a couple of seasons ago. ago, and he's smashed that one in with his left foot as well to give Chelsea a 1-0 lead, unfortunately, in this second half. They brought on Ricardo Rodriguez as well during the second period. Edinson Cavani dances past me here. Obviously, you know, my defending is pretty terrible, but luckily for me, the keeper was on hand, and then we are just able to squeeze in ahead of Willian, who goes to ground and get the ball away. But they're going to continue to come forward here. 15 minutes from time now. Cavani, again, too quick with his feet, linking up nicely with Marco Marin. Willian dances around the defender. Walongwa can't keep up. Paul Downing does get close to Cavani, and then similar to how we stepped in on Willian with the previous highlight, the defender steps in, just tries to outmuscle Willian there and, you know, kind of get himself between man and ball to make sure that Willian can't have the shot. But this time, unlike the last time, the referee decides to point to the spot. I mean, Willian tries for the shot there, but there's not really a foul. It's more Willian kicking me than me, you know, fouling Willian. But the referee decided, nope, penalty to Chelsea. Lucas Piazzon decided that it would be a great idea to smash it down the middle and let me dive out of the way to make myself look like a fool. And that meant that Chelsea got a 2-0 victory against us. And that puts them top of the table on goal difference, I believe. Because obviously theirs goes up 2 and ours goes down 2. Unfortunately, it didn't show the table at the beginning of this game against Manchester City. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And this was one of the moments where it didn't, when I actually really wanted to know whether I was still top or not. But a really, really noticeable different side for Manchester City as well. Boyata at the back, Batiki, Zuccolini is in the midfield as well, with Rusnak sat at cam, and they've got Lawler in goal, which was a really strange decision. I don't understand why the big teams always seem to select just average players in their starting lineup. So I was hoping that we could actually cause Man City some problems with an average defence and an average goalkeeper in between the sticks. Obviously starting our stronger lineup now than the one that played against Chelsea, hoping that the refreshed players from the game against Braga could cause them some problems again. Poulsen is really having his shirt tugged there, goes down after this shot, but it's just terrible goalkeeping, absolutely diabolical goalkeeping, and we will definitely take an easy 1-0 lead, thank you very much. Get caught with trying to play the ball forward here, though. Sami Nasri with a brilliant interception, feeds Gael Cleese, who plays it down the line to Rusnak, who's going to try and get around the outside. Got John Stones with him for company, but he is going to get the cross in eventually. Stands it up goes Jovetic, can't win the initial header. Keeper, though, fails completely at punching it clear, drops to their man, and he makes it 1-1. So goalkeeping errors at both ends mean that we've had a goal for both sides as we head towards stoppage time at the end of the first half. Polenz, the right back, scored a great goal actually against West Ham in the previous episode, and is involved in the attacking play again here. Poulsen linking up well with Strahl. Georgiev man over on the far side, brilliant ball over to him. Von Haak is really unlucky with his initial effort and he hits the post, but then gets really fortunate with the way that it bounces straight back to him. So we're able to take ourselves into the second half with a 2-1 lead, but obviously they've pegged us back once, Manchester City. Rusnak's trying to help peg us back a second time. They get it into Jovetic and they are able to do so. Really, really emphatic finish from Stefan Jovetic, making it 2-2 on the hour mark in the 62nd minute. Very well done. They've fought themselves back into the game from behind twice. The question was, could we actually get ourselves in front for a third time? They're on the ball here, but David Silva rather uncharacteristically gets caught in possession. Georgiev gets played through. He's through one-on-one, has the shot, and it's actually a very nice effort. I was expecting him just to smash it as hard as he could, and I think he did the keeper with the eyes, just gently tucked it underneath him, just stroked it on the floor underneath the keeper into the back of the net. We have ourselves a 3-2 lead. Now, can we stay in front and not concede and make it 3-3? We'll find out. Poulsen getting through at the back here, racing away, injured himself in similar situation against Braga. This time, though, did the right thing, squared it to Georgiev just to make sure that the result was beyond doubt and Manchester City couldn't get themselves back into it. So we end up with a 4-2 victory away from home at the Etihad, and we get ourselves 3 points for our Barclays Premier League table. And Chelsea have a game in hand on us now, although their goal difference is -2 now because we got +2 against obviously Manchester City. So I think as we went into that City game, we would have been above Chelsea on goals scored. We would have scored 35, and obviously they've scored 33 and haven't played, and our goal difference would have been exactly the same at 21. So we would have been top regardless, and if Chelsea win by 3 goals, then they will go above us on goal difference. If they win by 2 or less, then we'll stay top. And obviously, if they don't win, we stay top on points anyway, so it doesn't matter. But that's going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, then smash the like button. Of course, there will have been an episode of the Youth Squad Challenge uploaded earlier on today, so check the channel page for that if you missed it. And, of course, check the channel page for anything you might have missed over the last few days. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.